find the rain very calming. Always brings me back to centre. I just thought I'd quickly, a few things I was going to discuss. One, the psychology at play with globe believers. Their behaviour and defence mechanisms, stroke knee-jerk reactions to someone like myself. It's simply because they don't really understand themselves. And because of that, and because they're threatened on a subconscious level, and because they can't address it, because they're unable to, and because of the pre-programmed knee-jerk pantomime style responses put into the general public by the education system and culture, you just get this projection of insecurities firing back at you. And that's why I never take offence to it. Most times I won't entertain it, but I see it for the insecure projections that it is, and I don't take it personal. But it's a prime example that these people do not understand themselves. And you're never going to understand the games at play, the deception, as simple as it is. You're never going to understand the deception if you first don't understand yourself. And that's the problem with the general public. They don't understand themselves, their own knee-jerk reactions to certain situations. Obviously, one of those, when discussing the shape of the Earth, and of course the globe Earth in particular, when someone like myself highlights how silly that is based on practical references, you get all sorts of, or I get all sorts of silly responses, name calling, straw manning, and all sorts of silliness that, again, like I've just said, are projections, insecurities, and defense mechanisms out there for all to see. But because they're unaware of this pantomime performance that they star in, they're unable to grasp it. If they were to just take the time, just a few minutes, just to analyse and actually think and feel why they are responding and feeling in the way they are to something that's demonstrably true that I've just highlighted. If they took that time just to do that, instantly the emotion and the reactions would lose some of its clout and would dissipate a bit just through awareness. That in itself is quite a powerful thing and a great way to start unlocking the shackles, if you like, that are holding intelligent people back from seeing the obvious simplistic truth regarding where we are. There's lots of layers to this. Many different fences, catchment areas, pens to get you in, to confuse you, to gaslight you. And of course, the number one hurdle is not understanding yourself. And if you don't understand yourself, you've got no chance in getting out of the fences, the fields that are penning you in. No chance. To free yourself from those restrictions, you've first got to understand yourself. And to understand yourself, you've got to analyse and really absorb why you're reacting to certain situations and own that. And like I said, just through awareness, that reaction will lose some of its power, and you'll start to see and gain more clout in your own discipline in how you deal with that, just from the awareness in acknowledging it. It's how I owned a lot of silly pantomime myself. One thing regarding this subject, this journey, that flat Earth, globe Earth, level Earth, whatever you want to call it, I call it demonstrable reality. One thing I've learned along the way is to become a better person myself, to iron out the creases within myself. And on this journey, this new understanding of where we are, and as a result that filled in some gaps and gave me a better template to discern the bigger picture. And as a result, I find this fascinating, this subject. Some people it'll get down, some people suffer with mental illness. I've touched on that in the past. But I do find it fascinating. It doesn't scare me, it doesn't upset me, it doesn't make me unwell. Again, if I have unpleasant feelings to a certain situation, I just acknowledge that. And like I've said, already starts to lose its clout because I'm quite experienced in dealing with that. It's a lot easier. The more you practice it and acknowledge it, the better you get within yourself. The better you get within yourself, the more you start to own things, the more you'll start to discern. And here's another thing. Forgiveness is an incredibly powerful thing. Incredibly powerful. It's something I've learned. There's great power to do it to the person who probably more than likely needs the forgiveness. And there's incredible power to be had to yourself, because you're freeing yourself from any so-called puppet master who thinks they've got strings over you because of certain things they've said or a certain situation. I've forgiven them. Any strings that were there are cut instantly. Powerful stuff. In some videos in the future, I'm going to look at some videos that I class as knee-jerk reactional type videos, religion, God, and is the earth moving? Most of the viewers are going to have some kind of reaction to those videos when I do them. It'll be interesting for you to acknowledge those and see what your reactions are to me and what I'm saying and what you're feeling. Again, just acknowledging it is powerful stuff. I've been called all sorts of things: a cult leader, a religious preacher, an egomaniac, and many other things that aren't very pleasant to the ears. But I'm just simply a normal guy who stands by the things we can test and verify for ourselves, who shares his own individual flavour, which of course has come via his own journey. That's it. I think many of you can relate to that. I'm a real person, got rough edges. I say passionate things sometimes, passionate words. I don't delete them out because I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I leave mistakes in the video sometimes because, again, I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. You see the real person, the passionate person, the one that's got some rough edges, but the one that really genuinely, which most of you know anyway, 100% has good intention in my heart, is honest, true, and like I say, I stand by things that can be tested and verified by, and I speak up. But the mind's a powerful tool, and that's what holds the Globe Believers back. And despite the hatred that is shown to me, the propaganda videos that are done about me, some people richly do hate me. And I forgive you guys. I have nothing but love in my heart for you. Like I say, I've learned things on this journey. The fire in the belly has become controlled. Any hatred that wanted to reside in my heart over this subject has been owned. And I just have love that resides there now for people, because we're in this big mess together. We really are in a bit of a mess. We're being lied to left, right and centre. There's wars going on, human suffering everywhere. And they're playing us all off against each other. The education system does anything but educate people. Don't get me wrong, it's good for certain subject matters which people with a good memory excel at. But those type of characters generally don't have really a hands-on, practical, common sense type of mind. Their intelligence comes in the form of great memory. And like I said, that is a form of intelligence. But those people tend to not be practical or really logical or have common sense type skills. Their strength lies in great memory for certain subject matter. Like I say, we are in a mess. Rather than fight each other, we should own the stuff within ourselves, become better people, iron out those creases, be aware of these reactions we have to other people and their behaviours, Forgive them. Don't let them have the power over you if they threaten violence or do silly videos and lie and misrepresent you. Forgive them. They have nothing on you. All they're doing is building bad credit for themselves. That simple. The psychology at play with this subject matter is fascinating. Probably going to touch on that in the future. Yeah, I think I'll leave that there. That's just me sharing some thoughts tonight. Just drinking a cup of tea on a Saturday night. Have a good one, everyone.